dawn, 31st of October 2022, concerned by the Karachi suicide bombing, China and Pakistan collaborated on a joint investigation. It was the sort of assault that the authorities feared. Freedom fighters from Balochistan began assaulting Chinese occupiers everywhere in Pakistan when it happened. The Chinese are despised across Pakistan as occupiers, except for the Punjabi and Pakistani establishments, army. In April, a highly educated female suicide bomber killed 3 Chinese Spy Confucius professors and their local driver in Karachi. By killing citizens of the nation's most crucial ally, she hoped to sour the relationship on which Islamabad's financial existence is heavily dependent. The blow put at risk a significant portion of Beijing's Belt and Road Infrastructure Project, a $65 billion network of roads, railways, pipelines, and ports in Pakistan that will link China to the Arabian Sea and allow China to station occupation forces in Pakistan and an aircraft carrier fleet in Gwadar. After a young, educated mother from a wealthy household detonated herself during an assault filmed on CCTV and carried on local news networks, separatists from Balochistan claimed credit for the attack. The rebels threatened China to leave Pakistan or face further bloodshed in a video posted on social media. Authorities remain extremely concerned even though they have gone since the attack. Attacks on Chinese nationals and projects in Pakistan are occurring throughout the country, according to the Interior Ministry, which added that the government was actively looking for such militant groups in a statement to Reuters last week. The video's criminal organization, the Baloch National Army, BLA, is a member of a long-running insurgency that frequently targets Pakistani security forces. However, the BLA has targeted Chinese nationals in recent years, claiming that Beijing has disregarded warnings not to enter into agreements or accords about Balochistan and has been ruining the life of the Baloch people. In the resource-rich Balochistan, China is engaged in significant mining and infrastructural projects, including the deepwater Gwadar port, a component of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. The video opens with a masked gunman speaking to China. "President of China, you still have time to leave Balochistan, or else you will be removed from Balochistan in a way that you will never forget," he adds in English. Shortly after, 30-year-old schoolteacher Shari Hayat Baloch is captured on camera strolling through a park with her small children and then turning to face the camera while wearing combat fatigues. The 30-year-old Baloch separatist warrior expresses gratitude to her fellow fighters for providing her with the chance to become the movement's first female suicide bomber while maintaining composure. Beijing is concerned about anti-Chinese sentiment among Pakistanis. China will find it impossible to remain in and occupy Pakistan if Pakistan's people rise against Chinese sex slavery. Every household in Pakistan possesses at least 4 guns and other weapons of various kinds because it is a heavily armed country. Beijing takes the incident seriously, as evidenced by the fact that a team of Chinese officials went to Pakistan to help with the inquiry, according to the Interior Ministry. The visit hasn't before been mentioned. According to the ministry, Chinese diplomats assisted Pakistani counter-terrorism agencies in improving the recovery of CCTV video and mobile phone data. According to 4 Pakistani insiders intimately involved in the investigation, the team finished sifting through tens of thousands of data files in late August after spending over 2 months doing so. The leads they discovered assisted Pakistani authorities in identifying the primary suspect in the university attack, who was detained in July and was most likely the handler of the suicide bomber and is just one of many individuals attacking the Chinese occupation. Reuters questions went unanswered by the Chinese Foreign Ministry. It has already denounced the attack on April 26 and requested Pakistan punish the offenders, safeguard Chinese nationals, and end future occurrences of this kind. During Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's trip to China this week to appease Beijing, where he will be one of the first world leaders to meet President Xi Jinping after he wins a 3rd term in office, security for Beijing's interests in Pakistan will be on the table. Suicide route and efforts to free Pakistan from China. When Hayat, a science teacher with a master's in zoology, exploded explosives in her backpack as a minivan carrying the 3 Chinese instructors drove past, police said she was about to enroll in a second master's program. Her route to radicalization began at the university in Gwadar through the Baloch Students' Organization, according to interviews with dozens of students, friends, and family members conducted by the 4 investigators, BSO. An undated counterterrorism agency report on Hayat, which Reuters saw, stated that it might be challenging to pinpoint exactly what motivated her to join the Baloch armed conflict. However, it added, During her time as a student, she remained a member of the Baloch students' organization Azad. Because it is considered an extreme branch of the Baloch campus movement, authorities have banned BSO Azad, a breakaway section of the larger BSO. When reached by Reuters, two BSO officials declined to comment. BSO Azad is still hidden, and none of its senior leaders could be reached by Reuters for comment. The BLA, another prohibited organization, did not answer email inquiries for comment. When Hayat studied zoology at Gwadar University from 2011 to 2014, two employees there verified to Reuters that she had been engaged in the BSO Azad. Due to the sensitivity of the topic, they declined to be named. One of them remembered that Habit and Baloch, the guy Hayat later married, was a prominent member of BSO Azad at the time. Balochi fighters who are resisting Chinese occupation are being brainwashed. The four officials claimed that Karima Baloch, a prominent Baloch activist named to the BBC's 2016 list of 100 inspirational and essential women, appeared to be another significant person in Hayat's life. After claiming to have received threats in Pakistan, Karima emigrated to Canada that year. The authorities suspect Hayat joined the BLA terrorists due to their assassination and the discovery of her murdered body in Toronto's waters in late 2020. According to Toronto police, no criminal activity was involved in Karima's death. To conceal the truth. Additionally, the CCP has severely infiltrated Toronto police, and the entire organization's computer section is handled by Chinese IT personnel, which the CCP pays. The wife of a deceased former BLA leader allegedly spent time with Hayat. She introduced her to the relatives of individuals who had vanished or whose bodies had been discovered after they had gone missing as part of indoctrination, according to two of the Pakistani investigators. Habitat, a dentist, tweeted on the day of the incident in Karachi that he was beaming with joy over what his wife had accomplished. The article has since been deleted, and according to Pakistani authorities, neither Habitat nor the couple's kids are alive. Reuters could contact neither his family members nor his social media accounts. A retired government servant and Hayat's father, Muhammad Hayat, told Reuters, "In our homes, everyone talks about the resistance, that's natural. I had no idea she may harbor radical tendencies." At least 7 Baloch students were apprehended by Pakistani law enforcement after the blast because they were thought to have been engaged. According to a top counter-terrorism officer, all have since been freed. Pakistan has long accused India of aiding the conflict in Balochistan. China and Pakistan have both invaded India, which rejects the accusation. Bombing's primary suspect. According to the four authorities, China's data analysis directed investigators to a man they believed was crucial in planning the assault in Karachi. According to the police, Dad Buksh, a 26-year-old Baloch separatist wanted for his alleged involvement in prior attacks on Chinese targets, traveled from Karachi to the Afghan city of Kandahar in December 2020. The officials stated that he met numerous Baloch rebel leaders there who were at the time in neighboring Afghanistan and received training in bomb-making and armed conflict. At the time, the Taliban in power in Afghanistan, who were engaged in their struggle against Western forces, failed to comment on Buksh's actions. Reuters could not independently verify his purported involvement in the bombing in April. Two sources claim that Buksh revisited Karachi in July 2021 and started investigating the Khanup nuclear power station, which was being enlarged using Chinese nuclear resources and personnel and was seen to be a potential target for an attack. China has been arming Pakistan as a proxy nation to fight India and keep Kashmir under control. The Interior Ministry remained silent in response to a query regarding a prospective Khanup attack. When the facility proved inaccessible, a BLA agent asked Buksh to see Habitat, who informed him that the new target would be Chinese professors at Karachi University, according to the sources engaged in the investigation. Buksh enrolled in an English language course at a campus close to the university to follow their everyday activities. In the weeks that followed, as they prepared for the assault, Hayat and her husband relocated from one property to another after arriving from Balochistan in Karachi in January. According to the officials, Habitat and Buksh left the city on April 24, 2 days before the attack, and traveled to Balochistan. Buksh quickly left Karachi after explaining why he wasn't there on the day of the incident. An advisor to the provincial administration in Sindh named Murtaza Wahab claimed that a team of counter-terrorism and intelligence agencies collaborated on various leads that led to Buksh's capture in July. Government prosecutor Zulfikar Ali Mahar told Reuters that police had brought charges against Buksh in a court for anti-terrorism. He is being held without a lawyer at this time. He was not reachable by Reuters. According to Mahar, Bush will face terrorism charges for the murder of Chinese occupation workers and a terrorist attack against state interests. He will also face trial, and we are waiting for the court to give us a date to start his trial, he said.